Hey sis, have you ever like been in a relationship and it felt really strong, really intense, but at the same time it felt confusing? It's like one moment you feel close and connected. The next moment it's like everything is good, and then boom, the next moment there's distance, there's silence, or even emotional disconnect. hmm And then next thing you know, you're sitting there and you're like, why does this feel like it's just going up and down, up and down, like a roller coaster? Like, why are we going through this? Why is it up and down? If that's you, let's talk about it. Let's talk about like why this even happens in, to begin with. Because in psychology, this dynamic is called like it's like a push and pull kind of, because it's like one person, you got two people in a relationship, right? One person has like an anxious attachment, okay? The other person can have like an avoidant attachment. So if you're anxious, it's like you're nervous and you want to make sure everything is right, and you want to do this, you want to do that. If you're avoiding, you don't want no problems. It's like, I don't want anything that's going to be a problem. You know what? I'm out. Okay. So one person has an anxious attachment. Another person may have an avoiding attachment. And so what happens is that like, so one person, this person might want closeness, whereas this person, they want to pull back. Okay. And so the one that and the more the one pulls back, the one this one pulls back, the more that they pull back, then the more the other person becomes anxious and nervous because they are trying to feel safe in a relationship, okay? And so, but they both both of their nervous systems are trying to feel safe too at the same time. The problem is, it's like I said, one is pulling closer because they're anxious and stuff like that, and they want to make sure everything is working, where the other one is pulling back. They like to avoid, and they don't want to get involved in all that. Okay, not too close. And so the other thing is too is like one feels like safe through connection, the other one feels safe through space. Okay, one feels safe through connection, but the other person feels safe through space and distance. Okay, and so let's talk about what that may look like. I like to give analogies. So let's say two people are trying to dance. You on the floor of your gym and you trying to dance. Everybody's trying to dance. Me and you dancing. Okay, two people are trying to dance, but I'm dancing to hip hop or salsa or whatever. This person may be dancing to something else. They may be dancing to, I don't know, name another genre. And so you're doing maybe like, I don't know, reggae. I'm doing hip hop or whatever. Just put the pieces where you want to put them, okay? Two people trying to dance, but they're not moving on the same rhythm. Or I'm good with, being on point with my hips and making sure I flow and stuff like that, where this person may be stiff and may just be like can't move on beat or something like that. Or they may have the beat but they may not be able to have the steps. So now we're off. We're not meshing together. And so like one person could be stepping forward and then the other person could be stepping back. Okay. And so no matter how much they try, because we're on different rhythms and, different, on different steps and different rhythms, no matter how hard the two people dance and try, they keep missing each other. So say you're supposed to do the twirl and the dip and all that. Well, the one that's off, They may not get over there in time to catch you to do the dip. Next thing you know, you're on the floor falling because they didn't catch you to do the dip. Okay. So it's kind of like that. And so let's talk about like why this whole thing may feel intense too, because the thing is that there are like, let's, now we're switching back to the relationship, okay, with the push and pull people. The reason why it can feel so intense is because there are moments where they actually do have a connection. Even though one is anxious, it's like a push and pull. One is anxious and one is backing up away. There are actual moments where they have real connection. Okay, the two do have an actual real connection. There are also moments where things feel right and peaceful, and it's just like, oh my God, this can work. This is so good. I love the feeling of that I get in this relationship. There are moments like that, but the thing is that those moments don't stay consistent. Yeah, they're not consistent moments. And so what happens because of that is that it creates like a emotional highs and lows because it's no consistency. So then now you have emotional highs and emotional lows, okay? And so let's talk about the inner patterns of the connection, okay? So like for example, the anxious person, the person that's like real anxious, distance to them feels like a loss. Okay, they feel like very deeply hurt because it feels like a loss, because they wanted to control the environment. They didn't want to lose it. They were nervous. You might be nervous that you're going to lose it, or when you were going to lose the relationship, it was like hurting you because it's going to feel like a loss if you lose this person. Okay, for the avoidant person though, on the flip side, the closeness for them, so the closeness for the avoidance, a person who avoids everything, that feels overwhelming to them. It's too much. Because remember, they like distance. They don't want to step back because they don't want to get involved too much. Whereas the anxious person, they want to hold on because they feel like it will be a loss if they lost that person. Okay, but the avoidant one says, hey, that's too, I can't do all that mushy, and I don't want to do the commitment and all that. So because that's overwhelming to them. Okay. So both people are reacting though, okay, from what they've learned over, throughout their course of life. And so now let's talk about what happens in the body, because I'm a nurse, and so you guys know I love kind of bringing this stuff to pass as to what may be happening. So like the anxious side or person may feel like, because all this is happening and they see it unfolding, they might be restless, they might be stressed out, they might be worried, they may need like extra reassurance to know that okay, we're good, we're gonna make it and stuff like that. Whereas on the flip side, the avoidant person, they may start to feel overwhelmed. It's like overwhelming them. They may feel like you're pressuring them. Now they need some space because they feel like this is just too much to process, because it's just overflowing with feelings and they don't, it's overwhelming them. Okay. And so, but both responses are real. They just don't align. They're different. Okay, because one wants to hold on to everything and they're nervous that they're going to lose the person. The other one, they want to have fun and stuff like that, but they don't want to be committed like that, and they don't want that connection, because they want to stay back just enough. Okay, they don't want to get that close like that. And so the cycle, it starts and then it continues because they keep going through these different phases. Okay, so like here's the cycle: like one reaches, one retreats, one's anxious, one's overwhelmed. Okay, see how they go? One is reaching out for like love and attention, one is like, nope, I'm going to myself. One is like, oh, I'm nervous that this is gonna break up. The other one's like, this is too much for me, I don't even want to think about all that. I didn't come for all that. I just want to have fun. Okay. So, and this is all important to understand too, because it kind of help you understand like patterns and thought processes and stuff like that. But also understand that like the intensity is not the same as stability. Just because something is intense doesn't mean it's stable. Okay. And just because something feels like strong doesn't mean it's healthy. Doesn't mean it's healthy just because it feels strong. Okay. So, one thing you could do though is ask yourself, like, does this feel peaceful or just intense? Does this feel peaceful or just intense? Yeah. And when you ask that question, it kind of helps you to bring about some clarity because it's now you're thinking about it. Is this peaceful? Do I love being here? Do we gel together? Do we have, like minded things? Are we both trying to grow the relationship? Or is it just intense? Highs, lows, push, pull. Yep. And so just remember when you kind of are trying to figure that out and seeing which one it is, if you find yourself confused in it as to where you stand and what they want from you, and do they want you, do they want to be in this relationship or not, remember this: God's not the author of confusion. He is not the author of confusion. So if you're confused about your actual relationship, do this person want you? Are they going to put forth the effort? Should I stay? Should I go? He's not the author of confusion. Yeah. And love should not feel like a constant high and low, taking you through turbulent waves like you're sitting up here whitewater rafting in the deep, going up and down in the waves, and you bumping and all that. Then next thing you know, it's calm. Then next thing you know, you got to brace yourself because you bumping all in white in the boat and all that. That's not healthy. That's not how it's supposed to be working, okay? God wants you to have peace. He wants you to have clarity, stability in your life. That's what He wants you to have, okay? And so if you've ever been in a relationship that feels intense but also confusing, it's not chemistry. It's not chemistry. It's not connection. You connecting, all right. You going back and back and forth. Connection is arguments and connecting these harsh words and these ups and downs and these disappearing acts and all that. That's not what He want for you. He You also just need to realize too that it may just be that pattern between two attachment styles. You just may be different type of people. Okay. So it could be that it's just simply that, two different type of attachment styles. Because if you are somebody who want a relationship and you're with somebody who don't want a relationship, that's not going to work. If you want longevity and you want a commitment long term, like say you want marriage, or some people say I don't want to get married, I just want a committed relationship. Let's say you want that and they don't want that. They say, oh, you know what, I'm just gonna date around, I'm not ready, or I got to get my money up. That's one of the things. I got to get my money. What's your money got to do with you being in a relationship? They don't want to be in a relationship. Okay. And so understanding all that, that will give you some clarity and some peace. Okay. So I hope this message helped you. If it did, please like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments if it helped you at all, or if you could just say I relate. If you don't want to put your business out there or anything like that, you could just give me a thumbs up to let me know, okay, yep, I'm feeling it. I understand what you're saying. This is true. Also, you can like and subscribe, like I said, if you want, if this is a vibe for you. My name is Melinda. For those who don't know, I'm a registered nurse, a life coach, and a mentor. And as you see, I love bringing topics that's like healing and therapeutic to help us understand different things that we may go through in life or have gone through, just to understand like what happens. I love researching stuff. I've done different types of videos. I do them on like relationship things. I do them on like psychological things, like helping us to understand the why. I've done grief ones, and I will continue to kind of do that mix. But if this is your vibe and you're feeling it, also Christian growth, I always try to, incorporate some type of healing and faith into it, because the channel is based on faith, healing, and emotional wellness. Okay. And as always, I'm wishing you peace, love, joy, and happiness. And I am wishing that you have a marvelous, superior, wonderful day today, okay? Or night, wherever time you're watching this. All right. And as always, again, wishing you peace, love, joy, and happiness. Bye.